until their early 30s, which I was saying to somebody this morning, I think most people in their generation now would consider that early, to have children in your early 30s. But they make a conscious decision. Side note, Will's gonna raise the kid, not Lisbeth. She's going back to work. But that's in the short stories. And the last 2 nights I've been writing a short story about him proposing in Europe. If you haven't read it yet, Will is incredibly socially awkward and anxious. So she often has the upper hand in social situations because she is fully comfortable, but she thinks he's proposing when they go to Paris, and he has set her up to believe just that. And so he spends the entire trip fucking with her head. And we all know, we all do it at some point with our spouse or our significant other. We like to have just a little bit of fun. He does that. And they get back to New York, and he turns to her and he said, why would I propose to you in a place that means nothing to me? I'm going to propose to you in a place that means something to us. Because the key is, it's about them as a unit, them as equals. Also, I'm having a lot of fun with the short stories. There might be one coming out next about the sriracha shirt. Cock jokes play a major role, probably in everything I'm going to write from now on, but she learns very quickly the only way to get Will to smile is to make cock jokes in an art museum in New York City. Actually, every art museum where there are cocks, she makes cock jokes, because she knows it works. So meet my characters. I'm not going to tell you that much about Modern Persuasion, because I've talked about Frederick and Emma for 1.5 years already, and as much as I love them, it's time for me to share Will and Lisbeth, Jane, Charlotte, Charlie, even Caroline Bingley, who is the prettiest, bitchiest person in the book. I hope you enjoy them all. Next, actually might be a short story collection. A Little More series is like a half series of short stories. This one, A Little More Modern Persuasion, goes with Modern Persuasion. But I suspect there's going to be the Phi Alpha Pi one in December at the rate I'm going. And then I'm going horror after this. I have a short story collection. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you, because 2 of my colleagues are sitting over here on the side. At the reference desk in my library, it's freezing, and we have had some colleagues who we don't necessarily care for. And I have translated that experience into a planet that sucks your will to live. A frozen planet that sucks your will to live. Entirely inspired by sitting at a reference desk in the middle of winter. No, it's not George. It's not. I promise you it's not George. But you're going to guess who it is if I tell you too much. So there is more to come. These 2 of the Austin modernizations, the next one is probably not coming out until at least 2019, actually 2020. It's going to be a modernization of Emma. I like college settings. It's going to be set in a dorm. And there might be a second Emma modernization set at a yarn shop, because I've spent so much time in those. And Northanger Abbey, if that's your passion, kind of bouncing back and forth between a Disney park themed story or a haunting story, and both are probably going to happen. So now that I've talked for 20 minutes, who would win in a fight to the death? A unicorn or a cat? A unicorn! A unicorn or a catacorn? A unicorn would, if you don't know me well, which some of you in this room don't, but most of you do. I love unicorns. I love unicorns. I am a unicorn. I have loved unicorns before it was trendy. But a catacorn, for those who aren't informed about the unicorn world, a narwhal is the swimming unicorn. A catacorn is the claw-specific cat-like unicorn. It's a cat with a horn. And I don't know where this came from, but I know who wrote this. I mean, I don't know who wrote this question. I can guess, because they've given me a catacorn snow globe. You notice I like snow globes? They gave me a catacorn snow globe. A unicorn would win. It has hooves. It would just stop. This is like, no, it's like Superman or Batman. Superman wins, and then has to go fight. P.S. I do only watch Superman to watch Henry Cavill in that outfit. Why do you cry in movies that aren't sad? I feel like these are the same handwriting. No, maybe not. Why do I cry in movies that aren't sad? I don't know. I think it's like my emotional release. I cry at commercials too. I cried listening to Wham on the way over. I was in Stop and Shop trying to get cupcakes that weren't buttercream because I am lactose intolerant and I can't have buttercream, but I'm going to indulge and no one see me tomorrow, please. And I heard Wham come on. Like, I don't know if you know their songs. It's not the George Michael Freedom song, it's the Wham Freedom song, which is very specific, upbeat, kind of bouncy. This is the mid-'80s, the last time I heard this song. I was like 9, and I went to their concert with my parents. I knew every freaking lyric. And then I got in the car, and I cried at the memories. The concert, by the way, was Katrina and the Waves, which was basically just walking on sunshine. The Pointer Sisters, which thrilled my mother to no end, because she loves the Pointer Sisters. And then Wham. It's my first concert. Who's your favorite Sip and Mill City? This is not even fair. Who did this? Who's your favorite Sip and Mill City writer?
Oh.
Me.
There you go.
Me. If you haven't figured out, I got an ego. It's taken a little bit of a bruising as a writer, but it's still there.
You're also a diplomat. Well done.
Diplomat. No, it's my ego. If you had to pick a classic novel that you hate, what would it be? Okay, I can still stick to Austen with this one. I hate Sense and Sensibility. I hate it. I hate it so much. I love Eleanor. I hate everybody else. I want to punch Marianne so many freaking times. Like, that's when my inner cynic is like, shut up, sit down, stop pining over this moron. Get your head out of the sand. And it's even worse, I read a modernization of it because there's a whole other series of modernizations by famous authors. The Eligible, which is the Pride and Prejudice one, beautifully done. Had a few problems, but well done. But the Sense and Sensibility is probably the toughest one to modernize because it's about women who sit at home sad because they didn't inherit anything. And in the Regency era, that's a legitimate experience. You weren't disinherited, you simply didn't inherit, and you had to rely on the kindness of strangers to actually live a life of any means that wasn't on the streets. So if you're wealthy, to go from that to nothing, incredibly difficult. Now, imagine it when you had to rely truly on the kindness of strangers. And that's what happens in Sense and Sensibility. And I'm going to be honest, and this is a really unpopular thing to say amongst anybody who might be a Austen fan, and I suspect my best friend in the back of the room is going to have a hard time with this. I don't like Colonel Brandon. I don't like Alan Rickman playing Colonel Brandon. I don't. He's not right. He's Snape. I mean, I've seen him before Snape, but no, that's really who Alan Rickman is. He's was it Hairspray or no, it was Hair, where he's the barber in London. He's not a romantic hero. I can't put it in my mind that way. But I just hate a story where women feel sorry for themselves and basically do nothing else. So that, and also Dickens. Rick Conti's not here. Dickens. Oh my God, Great Expectations. I had great expectations for Great Expectations. They were quickly lost. Tom, am I upsetting you?
No.
Okay, because Dickens sucked. Dickens, by the way, if you still don't know Dickens that well, he wrote to words. He was paid by the word. And if you're paid by the word, you write a lot of them. And I forgive him, but I hate him. What's your favorite color? I feel like you're asking me questions you already know the answer to. Purple. Favorite color is purple. This is my question. Who inspired Frederick in Modern Persuasion? I told you, Jason Segel. Jason Segel meets Neil Patrick Harris. And the story of that is, it was at Book Expo, PubCon, Book Expo. It's a conference for publishing. It's the best party ever. Imagine 3 days, walking in circles, picking up free books before they're published. It's a reader's dream. I went to this conference thinking, I have no idea, I'm gonna have to buy the books. Oh my God, I took Christy in the back with me one year. We got like $300 in knitting books alone. Knitting books are like $30 a pop. We kind of made out like bandits. But you walk away in your weight in books, free books. You have not paid for them in most cases. Sometimes you pay for the autograph. Neil Patrick Harris and Jason Segel had just done the last of So How I Met Your Mother. Or that show, How I Met Your Mother. Jason Segel was looking the best he ever looked, and Neil Patrick Harris is Neil Patrick Harris. So if you don't know how he looks, just look him up. He's a god amongst men. And a showstopper. So they were at the conference. They were talking about, Neil Patrick Harris wrote a Choose Your Own Adventure memoir, and Jason Segel wrote a middle grade book for boys, which is a hot topic right now. Middle grade for boys. Boys don't read it. Middle grade's a great age group. And so they were signing, and I watched that show religiously, just for the two of them. So I have my pictures, and I started thinking about them, thinking about persuasion, and it came to me. Frederick Wentworth was the first character I came up with. He is both of them. All right, those are the questions you guys have. I'll take a couple more if there's people who didn't write them down or heard something that they wanted me to clarify. I know you want cupcakes, and I think I forgot to put the cupcake toppers in them. They're really cute. But we're going to do the raffle? Where's the raffle? Oh, so there's two tote bags. One's the Modern Persuasion tote bag, and one's the Phi Alpha Pi tote bag.